What's going on, everyone? I'm going to show you how to expand on your command skills now in Discord, or Disnake is what the module we're going to be using. We're also going to be using the request module, the asyncio module, and the AIO HTTP module. I'm just going to get right into this. A lot of people that I've seen don't really explain this stuff very well. I'm new at coding. I'm just going to show you what I know based on what I've learned and used and experienced with Discord. And I'm just going to show you some tricks you can do when writing slash commands and how some of the components work. So obviously, @bot./_command is going to be your decorator, and then you close it off with a loop. Now, if you wanted to make this to where you're the only person that can call it in your guild, you put @commands.is_owner, and then close that off, and now you're the only one that's going to be able to call it. So after you get your decorators done, async def is going to always be the next line of code. That's defining your command name. This one's going to be embed test, and then we're going to pass enter. We're going to do the abbreviated version this time. So there's two ways you can do it. You can do interaction : disnake.application command interaction, or you could do async def embed test enter : disnake.app cmd enter, abbreviated. So a little bit faster way to do it. So for now, we're going to use the abbreviated version. I'm just going to put this right there. And if you want to ever green anything out to make it not readable from the code perspective, just put a hashtag in front of it for comments and things like that. But basically what we're going to do, we passed our interaction argument because it's a requirement for every slash command. We're also going to pass choices. And this is going to be something that shows up in the slash menu. So choices : string, because we're going to make this a string, and then the string is going to equal commands.param, which is the function we're going to be using. And then this function, if you ever need to know like what the possible arguments are for a function, just close off your loop and then hover your mouse over it, and it will actually give you the possible arguments that you can pass. So we can see here that we're going to use name and choices in this example. There are more, but for now we're going to stick with name and choices. So the name of this choice is going to be choices. And then the choices themselves are going to be in square brackets and parentheses and quotations. We're going to do choice 1, choice 2, choice 3, all individually in quotations with commas in between each one. And then you're going to put a colon at the end of this definition of your command, and then make another space, and then this is where you can define it in the slash menu. So this is a command to test embeds. With 3 quotations on either side, this will now show up in your slash menu. So to activate these choices or make them able to do something, we can write, or one way to do it is what's called an if statement. So if we do if choices equals choice 1, and then put a colon at the end because you're defining something. If this happens, then now you're going to define your embed. So to do embeds in Discord, or Disnake in this case, first always define the embed. Embed equals disnake.E embed, and then your arguments, as you can see here, are your attributes. We're going to pass title equals embed / test. For the description, we're going to put this is an embed test with choices. And then for color, we're going to do disnake.C color, and they spell it weird, COLOUR .random. And we've just defined our embed. And if we wanted to add a field, we could do embed.add_field, name equals field 1, value equals this is the text inside field 1. And then if we wanted to make it inline, we could do inline equals true or false. These are the only 3 arguments available in add field. If we wanted to add an image, we would do embed.set underscore image, and then the URL of that image. Let's just go pick a random one. Let's get this one here. So for choice 4, oop, wrong one. Let's do that one. And then if you want to set a footer, embed.set underscore footer. It's different than URL in the footer. It's icon underscore URL equals, and we're going to put the same thing just because why not? Okay, so that's a full embed built right there. And then you could also add a thumbnail as well by embed.add or set underscore thumbnail. And then the parameter here is URL. So the only one that takes icon URL is the footer. Okay, so we have our first embed done if choice 1 were to be selected. So now all we got to do is our last little thing, which is await the interaction, which is await. Since we did enter up here, we cannot do interaction down here because it will not recognize it. You have to match what you put up there. So await enter dot response dot send underscore message, and then we're going to put embed equals embed, and then to do an ephemeral message, one that only you can see, you type EPH-EM-ERAL equals true or false. For true, obviously, that would make it ephemeral, which makes the message to where only you can see it. So the first choice will be ephemeral. Now let's do the second choice. How do we add on to this? So as soon as you get done with the await statement, then you would backspace 1 and do else colon space if choices equals choice 2. Then we can define another set of code. In this case, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to do embed, but in this case, since we've already defined embed, we have to do embed 2. Embed 2, embed 2, embed 2, embed 2, and then embed 2. I'm going to put choice 2 here and then choice 1 here. And then this one's going to be dark magenta. This one will make it dark gray, just so we'll know the difference of the choices. And then lastly, if choices, else again, if choices equals choice 3, and then the same thing. And in Python, whenever you do an if statement for when something equals something else, always use two equal signs. That's how you do the syntax in Python. Because when we're defining something, it's 1 equals, but when we're doing an if statement to see if something matches something else, it's 2 equal signs. This one we're going to do dark gold. And then remember, as you're typing, like if I were to do dissnake.color dot, it'll give you all the different options for colors, so keep that in mind. Let's do dark gold. Okay, so let's make the first one not have any fields and stuff. This one will have a field and an image, and then the third one will have the full-blown embed. And that's basically it. This should work now. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh this. And we're going to see if it works. Okay, so /embed test. May have to refresh the browser so it'll show up. Embed test. Okay, so there's our choices that we set up in the code. We're going to do choice 1. Embed /test. This is an embed with choices 1. See how it's an ephemeral and none of these other people can see it? Now we're going to do choice 2. Embed test choice 2. There's our choice 2. Now we're going to do choice 3.